Okay, shalom, shalom. Kwam Yashala, Koholumla, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKadosh. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the waters will Akim and Akwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability. This is Yahchanan the Waf, just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. I wanted to touch on this article with Ben Carson and your boy Herschel Walker. And just the whole thing of the mindset that our people are in, thinking that they're Americans and thinking that this place is going to go on. And it's not. This place is about to be destroyed. And this is Fox News. New insulting Harris ad targets black men love lives. So let me grab two scriptures before I get this real quick. Let's get Proverbs 3 and 31. Because this place is through, man. And you, Jake, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that's trying to hold on to your oppressor, man. It's not going to end well for you. Proverbs 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Right? You're not supposed to envy this man. He's your oppressor. He kidnapped your family, and brought you here. Enslaved you. Still have you 500 years later, and you going out to vote for him. And envying this man. Like, you can clearly see these two guys right here, ooh, to the woo-woo. On some whole different level when it comes to coonery, man. But I wanted to get one more. Let's get this one in Hosea real quick, and we'll just let this play out, this little video. Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy God, I will also forget thy children. So that's pretty much what's going to happen to us as a people, other than the ones that the Lord is waking up, and we're praying that we're part of the hopefully elect that are going to be a part of the process of being beamed up out of this place, man, into the chariots. You don't want no parts for 2/3, man, of this place, man. And this right here is like 2/3 behavior from these guys right here. Ben Carson, Herschel Walker. You see they got the blue suit on, the white shirt with that red tie. I don't see them with the little USA flags on their lapel and shit, you know what I'm saying? But this guy Ben Carson was with Trump when he was in office. This guy Herschel Walker was running down in Georgia for some bullshit. But anyway, Jake just threw, man. You know what I'm saying? Jake really believed that they're Americans and that life is going to go on, man. So let's play the video. I'm going to back it up.
In a new poll from the New York Times, 20% of black men say they are voting for former President Trump. 70% said that they are backing Vice President Kamala Harris, which is down from 85% who supported President Biden in 2020. Joining me now with reaction is the former HUD Secretary, Dr. Ben Carson, and former Georgia Senate candidate and College Football Hall of Famer, Herschel Walker. Gentlemen, thanks very much for being here. I've got to get your reaction to Obama. Dr. Carson.
Well, Maria, thanks for having us. I always appreciate your courageous and logical approach. Obama is basically falling back on the race and identity politics and saying, she's black and you're black, therefore you should be voting for her. But I think there are a lot of people who are starting to analyze things in a more complex fashion. And they're looking at their lives under the Trump administration, which was not that long ago, so you don't have to look very far back, and see that economically you were much better off. We had highest black home ownership, lowest unemployment, highest take-home wages. The list goes on in terms of the positives that were there, and I think some people are starting to look at that. And I understand the herd mentality. I grew up in Detroit and in Boston and went to school in New Haven, Ann Arbor, practice in Baltimore, all very liberal places. And so I know that herd mentality and that you're not supposed to move away from that herd mentality without being accused of all kinds of ridiculous things. But the fact of the matter is, people are starting to make that move. They're starting to be courageous. They're starting to think for themselves. And that's why you're seeing the migration away. I think you'll see it even further. And, I used to think that way too. And then I did something that you're not supposed to do as a Democrat. I listened to a Republican, and that was Ronald Reagan. And I said, he sounds just like my mother. No excuses, personal responsibility, hard work. And those are the things that really led to success in our society.
Herschel, how do you see it?
Well, it was totally insulting. It was very insulting, and I want to say hello to Dr. Carson because he's a pioneer. But at the same time, I want to say, this happens every election year. People of color becomes important, and then they start offering you everything, but yet you see where you're at when the election is over. They forget about you. And I want to say right now, I've known President Trump since '84, and what he says he does. You remember opportunity zones. You remember that he was trying to do things with historically black colleges. So he was thinking about sustainability. And that's something that Kamala Harris is not even thinking about. We want sustainability, not for you to give us trinkets. They just want to give you trinkets just for you to get a vote. And that's the problem that we have. And that's what I want everyone.
And so let me pause it right there, because he's saying sustainability, which means that he wants to continue on in this world of the so-called white man ruling over him. He's just like, don't give us anything except for, just to, let us just be. We're able to make some money. We're able to go to work. We're able to, keep our jobs and, lower the grocery prices, lower the gas prices if you can, and just let us be. And Jake not thinking about rulership, man. Jake, this right here is a loser. Both of these guys are losers when it comes to their mentality as far as our people. With a so-called white woman in the middle of them, she's over them. She has more power and more rights than him, than either one of these guys. Even a so-called black woman is over these guys, right? So this is what we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with docile, weak-ass men, man. And these are your supposedly your leaders. They're supposedly be your leads, man. Anyway, let's play some more.
Everyone out there to know whether you of color is that. People of color want the same as everyone else. They want the energy prices to be down. They want the food prices to be down. They don't want you to give them trinkets. They want you to give them sustainability, and that's what President Obama didn't talk about. He just talked about scolding you, like he's upset because you can think for yourself. And thank you, Dr. Carson, for saying that you saw a Republican and you saw that. Wait a minute, she sounds just like my parents. They want me to have an education. They want me to go out and do something that get a job. Did they talk about giving a person of color a job? Did they talk about giving him education? No.
Well, it's a great point, because speaking of trinkets, Dr. Carson, Kamala did come out with what she's calling a plan for black men. And she says she's going to give you up to $20,000 in a forgivable loan. So here's up to $20,000. Make sure you vote for me. And then she said that she was going to make it legal for black men to start marijuana businesses. I mean, these were her plans. You don't really hear detail on it because she doesn't come out and do press conferences or speak to the people. She wouldn't even take responsibility for the border in Brett Baer's fantastic interview with her last week.
I think it's very informative just to watch her, and you understand why they have tried to hide her in the beginning. That was the plan. Now it's kind of too late to come out with her plans, but her plans don't make any sense, and they're identity-based and not based on any factual things. And the fact of the matter is, even though she's moved away from a lot of her very radical positions, at least she wants you to think she has. But when she said, my values haven't changed, that was her signal to the left that you don't have to worry. I will say what I need to say to get elected, but I'm the same person. And you can believe that they understand that, because if they didn't, they'd be rioting in the streets.
Well, which is why I asked Senator Bernie Sanders, if in fact he would be insulted or betrayed if in fact she did now flip-flop and keep the flip-flop in terms of going forward with fracking. And I know, Herschel, you wanted to react to Bernie Sanders.
Well, first of all, I'm in the food industry, and he is totally wrong. We're not out there gouging our prices. I'm just trying to make it. I've been in it for 25 years, and I don't think he ever ran a business. And Maria, I want you to know, I was in Athens, Georgia, when Lincoln Riley was killed. It devastated not only that family, but that campus. And they said that they don't like the term the enemy within. Well, they are the enemy within, because when you let illegal come into this country and kill an American citizen, or you have illegals coming into this country taking over apartment units, it's not just a few of them. That is an enemy within, and that's what they're letting happen right now. They're not addressing the border. They're not addressing this economy. They're not addressing things that affect American citizens. And we, people of color, are American citizens just like everyone else, and we want the same as everyone else. And people coming into this country is not right. Right now, we want a secure border. We want to get this economy down, and we have to work together to get that done. And right now, I don't think the left want to do that. They want to continue to point fingers. If you remember on Brett Baer, all she said was Trump. Trump. Well, I've known President Trump, and he has not changed. He cares about this country. What president has ever been affected like he's been affected? He's been attempted assassination twice, and he's still trying to fight for this country.
Do either of you believe that Trump is racist, Dr. Carson?
Not at all. I've been around him for the last 10 years. And all the people at Mar-a-Lago and at Trump Towers, they love him. They've been there for a long time. You notice that the people with Kamala Harris don't stick with her very long. And that should tell you a lot about the person's character.
Yeah, it's an important point. Gentlemen, great to have you this morning. I hope you'll come back soon, both. Thank you so much. Dr. Ben Carson.
And there you have it, your token Negroes. I wanted it to play out to just, so you can see your token Negroes, man. Let me put this one in. So I can bear with me here. Deuteronomy chapter 17. Let's start at verse 14 here. It says, when thou art come into the land which Yahweh thy God giveth thee, and shalt possess it, and shalt dwell therein, and shalt say, I will set a king over me, like as all the nations that are about me, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So these two token Negroes want you to set Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, over you, the ones that actually, raped, robbed, and pillaged your people, still have you in captivity 500 years later. And these men got on a suit and tie, looking like how their oppressor looks. They dress like their oppressor. They speak like their oppressor. And even Obama and Kamala, all of them are, they're parts of the oppressive system that our people have been dealing with, man, for the past couple of hundred years. So what you're supposed to do is get the fuck away from this place, kick back and watch it fall. Let's go into Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. See, our people are destroyed. These are two destroyed men right here. And they're doing well. They're not doing bad. They're able to, afford them a nice home. They're probably living in gated communities, and, they're able to, just move about in this place like how the so-called white man moves about, as long as he doesn't get out of order. Just know your place. Yeah, I'm a nigger that's on the leash, and I know my limits, and I'm going to teach other men that look like me to know their limits as well. And this is what the so-called white man has always been pushing. And, they did make some points about Kamala. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, there were some points that was made about Kamala that they spoke on. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Like, shit, she's a goddamn heathen. Trump is a damn heathen, and we're not supposed to be putting these people over us, man. Let's get Isaiah 31 and 1. It says, woe to them. They go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very, very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Our people don't seek the Lord. They seek their oppressor. We read that Proverbs 3 and 31, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways. Our people choose the oppressor. You know, this man been giving you food stamps. He been giving you Section 8. He's been raising you on processed GMO foods, and you go to him and with all thankfulness. Thank you, Master. Thank you for feeding us this bullshit. Thank you for your high blood pressure, Master. Thank you for your hypertension. You know, thank you for your, our women being above us, Master. We needed that. We need our woman running us, Master. You know, this is what they into, man. But it should be a precept. It goes off into. Let me see here though. Maybe see if there's a precept to this here. It's a lot. Yep, they stay on horses. Let's see here. Oh yeah, Isaiah 36 and 6. Lo, thou trustest in a staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. And we bring this scripture out because America is spiritual Egypt. That's the reason why you see that pyramid on the back of the dollar. Like, what does that pyramid have to do with those so-called white people? They took the style and characteristics and customs of the Egyptians, and they still using that to this very day. And they had the Israelites in captivity. So they're using that same process right now to enslave the children of Israel, man. And you can't get around it. Yeah, I had this video of well, I think that was the Pennsylvania hookup. But they had all these, Common Sense, the rapper, he was out there, you know what I'm saying, rapping and talking about how, Jake should be voting for this woman. And, like I said, these men, they made really accurate, honest opinions about this lady as far as she's just going to come through. She's going to give you those trinkets. Now, out of all things that she could have offered, she offered you niggas $20,000 and some damn, and possibly, some weed, some marijuana. Because that's the way that they look at you. They look at you like them niggas just like to get high. We give them $20,000. They can start up with a dispensary in their own neighborhoods. Fuck their own people up. Let them get high. That's what they want. That's what they like. They're not, she's not looking to the fact that, what I'm saying, that there are, actual Jake that's into other things, other than, shit like that. This Jake out here, man, never smoked in their life. Don't want nothing to do with no smoke. Actually look down on people that do smoke. Wear their little suits and ties with their little, them damn loafers with them tight ass flooding pants, little suit jacket. And they just moving about the earth, you know what I'm saying, trying to come up and look like how you see these niggas in a Ford commercial or a Chevrolet commercial or something. Because that's the way that Jake thinks. See, Jake don't think no further than what Esau showed him. So when you're looking at a Sunday football game and they show that Jake, he's got 5 guys. They all got those tight ass suits on, you know what I'm saying, with them flooding ass pants with those loafers on, right? And you see them in the commercial. They looking nice. They look like they're prosperous. They're 6-figure guys. And that's what they push on Jake. And Jake don't know no better. They don't understand what's really going on out here, man. That's why our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And they'll fall for somebody like Kamala or Trump. It don't make no difference. They just feel like they're Americans. We must vote. And they'll look at somebody like me like, oh, How dare you? Our people died for you to be able to vote. And you ain't going nowhere. Your vote done got you nothing but a bunch of niggas in the hood with their pants hanging off their asses with a bunch of loud ass black women, man, cussing your ass out at every turn. You know, everywhere you go, her mouth poked out. You can't, you know, the best thing that's done happened to this world is self-checkout. Where you can just go and self-check your damn self out and don't have to deal with the black woman, man. Because she's going to vote for this lady. You know? And those couple of guys that's going out to vote for Trump, yeah, that could make a difference. Because it did drop from, I think she had 85, or Obama had 85% of the black man's vote, I think. 85 to 90%. But that shit done dropped to like 70%. So they definitely done lost a nice couple of millions of people if these so-called black men go out and they actually vote for Trump, you know, which is stupid as hell too. Like I said again, you might as well stay at the crib, man. We're not supposed to be voting for these people. Let them do what they're gonna do and let this place fall. And you know, we're praying for the downfall of Esau Edom's kingdom, man. It is what it is, man. So, but these two token Negroes right here, and this guy's a neuroscientist. He's in the brain. I think he's a brain surgeon, and he acts slow as hell. And Herschel Walker, I don't know. I think he might have that CTE. He's speaking a little better. This is probably about the best I've heard him speak. But he's pretty goddamn doofy in my mindset. But you know, I mean, that's just my assessment of him. You know, he definitely didn't get He definitely didn't win last year, whenever the fuck he was running. I forgot what he was running for. But you know, he was running down on Trump then, you know. So it is what it is, man. We'll see how it all play out, but these token Negroes right here, they're gonna be destroyed, man, if they don't repent. Old bottles, man. These are the old bottles right here. So with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashala and a bubble ball.